Hi, I'm Dr. Bandy. What's your name?
16-gauge right AC neurons, 17-gauge left right AC. Carlos, gonna have to use for labs, please. I have a 22-year-old female who arrived this morning, full trauma team activation. She was struck by a truck.
She was ejected at the scene, questionable LOC. En route, she had some significant left chest pain and diminished breath sounds in the left, and complaints of severe abdominal pain. On arrival, her vital signs were stable.
Hey, I'm Dr. Bandy. What's your name?
She's got no past history, no meds, no allergies, no previous major surgery. During the process of the workup, you know that she had a left pneumothorax clinically, put a left chest tube in, and that's to the floor back.
In ER, she had a drop in her blood pressure, and instead of going to CT, we bypassed that and went straight to OR. They found that she had a grade 4 laceration to the spleen.
Roll back on 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got the spleen packed off. Just look around. I don't see bleeding from me. Alright, so we got a dressing on. Pressure is much better. Let's go ahead and go to the ICU. So we'll need a set of stat labs. And you can tell you or the nurse out there. So, a set of stat labs and a portable chest X-ray. 1, 2, over. Turn back the other way.
So the trauma scenario that I was initially set up with was that of a 22-year-old female who was driving and was not wearing a seatbelt, which I always wear, just by the way. But she wasn't wearing her seatbelt, and a truck crossed over the center line and plowed into the driver's side of her door, and she was thrown out through the windshield and ejected about 20 feet from the vehicle, where emergency crews ended up finding her, and she was covered in road rash and had cuts to her head and some internal injuries and internal bleeding.
So this is something that we do on every patient every day in the ICU, and the care of these patients is really complicated. It takes a village, so to speak, and that's what we have right here. And you'll hear a lot and read about checklists in terms of improving safety, and the point is that there's so many facets of care that it's really easy to miss the details, and so this forces us to address those details.
So you can see how it's kind of a continuum, really, going from ICU to OR or between the emergency room to OR to ICU for what's needed for the patient. Initial evaluation in the setting where we got all the good X-ray and ability here, and then OR for the more specialized treatment, and then ICU for the aftercare.
My first priority when I hear the trauma call is to make sure I have a bed available and a nurse available. My next priority is to touch base with every member of the team and figure out what needs to be facilitated, how can I make it happen easier, better, faster. And so it can be anything from getting equipment in the building to any number of
That's right. This is AWACS, the eye in the sky, so to speak, who sees things on a more sort of global level in movement and clearing and, making sure, oh gosh, there was that patient we just down on the CT scanner, get him out. Is this that, there's all of that movement.
We try for every trauma patient that comes into emergency room, have a debrief and have just, what went well, what could have gone better. It's a time when we identify, oh, I was looking for this particular product or something else, or, since this is a structured activity, you know, it would be better if you stood here when we're doing this procedure and that sort of stuff. So we get a lot of feedback, and we want to hear from everybody with that.
I was impressed with how well everyone just kind of orchestrated and worked together and stuff. And I've never been slid on and off so many tables before in my life. And it was pretty smooth. So.
And hopefully you won't in the future.
Yeah.
The whole thing was really interesting. I really didn't know what to expect from the get-go. One of the interesting things for me was the ride in the helicopter. Once again, I had a neck brace on and I was strapped down and I couldn't really see what direction we were moving, and it was hard kind of orienting that way. But that was just the feeling of it was a different experience. But I really enjoyed it. It was exciting.